The broom slipped from Ethan Cole's hand the moment he heard the laughter echoing down the hallway. Not the good kind. This was sharp, slicing, the type he recognized from years of being the punchline. A single father, a janitor at Westbrook Naval Academy, Ethan had learned to swallow humiliation like bitter medicine, until that morning, when a harmless prank would force him into a moment that changed everyone who witnessed it. The cadets didn't notice him standing there. They rarely did. "Dude, she can't even hear him," one whispered. "This is gonna be hilarious. A janitor and a commander on a date. Bro, she's gonna think someone's messing with her." "Exactly," another snickered. Ethan bent down, picking up his broom again, trying to pretend their words weren't slicing through him. A date, a commander, what were they talking about? Then he heard her name. Commander Rachel Ward, a respected Navy commander. Brilliant, fierce, deaf since birth, a leader who demanded excellence, and who rarely gave second chances. And those boys, those future officers, were setting him up with her as a joke. Ethan felt his chest tighten. Not for himself, but for her. For the cruelty of it. The disrespect. He closed his eyes. Not today. He wouldn't let his daughter, Lily, who was also deaf, grow up in a world where people laughed at people like her. Not today. 2 years ago, Ethan lost his wife in a car crash. Lily, only 5 then, had survived, but the trauma had taken her hearing permanently. Since then, Ethan's life had become a cycle of overnight shifts, sign language classes, and exhaustion. He took the janitor job at the academy because it offered stable hours and a small apartment on site. He didn't care about uniforms or ranks. He only cared about Lily. Despite the mop in his hand, Ethan carried himself with a quiet dignity. He never complained, never snapped back, which made him the perfect target. But they didn't know something about him. When Lily lost her hearing, Ethan made a promise: he would learn her world. He would learn her language, her silence, her fears, her joys. He would never let her feel alone. Within months, Ethan had become fluent in ASL. And today, that promise was about to transform into something much greater. The cafeteria buzzed with activity. Commander Rachel Ward sat alone at a table, reviewing training reports, her posture straight, her expression unreadable. She was used to silence, but she was also used to respect. From the doorway, the cadets watched, smirking. "Okay, he's going in. This is gonna be gold." Ethan approached her table, not because he wanted to, but because he couldn't let the prank unfold. His hands were shaking, his heart pounded. "What do I even say?" "No, don't say anything. Sign." Commander Ward looked up as he approached. Her eyes sharpened, guarded. Ethan took a breath, then lifted his hands. He signed clearly. "Commander Ward, I believe some cadets attempted to involve you in a joke. I didn't want you to feel disrespected. May I sit?" Rachel froze. Most people didn't sign to her. Not well, not fluently, not with such intentional kindness. She nodded slowly. Ethan sat. Around them, whispers burst into confusion. "What the? No way. He knows sign." This wasn't part of the plan. For the first time in years, Rachel Ward found herself speaking freely, not with her voice, but with her hands. She asked him why he learned sign. He told her about Lily, the accident, the fear in her eyes the first time she realized the world had gone silent, and the promise he made her. He told her about working 3 jobs, about cleaning classrooms while helping Lily practice reading lips, about tucking her into bed with hands still aching from mopping floors. Rachel felt something stir. Inside her, respect, empathy, and an unfamiliar warmth. He was not the man the cadets thought he was. He was infinitely more. As the conversation unfolded effortlessly, the cadets' excitement turned to guilt. "Man, this isn't funny anymore. We shouldn't have done this. He's actually talking to her. Like for real." They didn't understand half the signs, but they understood Rachel's expression. She wasn't disgusted. She was impressed, moved, even changed. Commander Rachel Ward, feared and revered, was smiling. At one point, Ethan hesitated, then signed something that made Rachel's eyes widen as if he had struck her heart. "People often look at my daughter differently. I know that look. It hurts her. I won't let anyone make her feel small. You deserve the same respect." Rachel swallowed hard. Her throat tightened. Before she could respond, Lily, tiny, bright-eyed, and curious, ran into the cafeteria, waving frantically. "Daddy." Ethan lifted her onto his lap and signed to her. "This is Commander Ward. She's like you. She hears with her eyes." Lily's face lit up. She signed shyly. "Hi." Rachel smiled. A real, warm smile, and signed back. "Hello, Lily. You are very brave." The cadets watching from the corner went silent. One wiped at his eyes. Another whispered, "We messed up, big time." A third stepped forward, then another. One by one, they approached Ethan. "Sir, we're sorry. It was wrong. You didn't deserve that." Neither did she. Rachel stood, her expression firm but emotional. She signed, then spoke aloud, clear, commanding, powerful. "Respect is not determined by rank. It is earned by character. Today, Mr. Cole taught you more about leadership than any of you realize. Learn from him." Some cadets cried openly, because they knew she was right. Over the next weeks, Ethan noticed something shocking. Cadets greeting him respectfully, holding doors, offering help. Some asked him to teach them basic sign language so they could communicate better with their commander. Rachel began visiting Lily often, bringing books, teaching her hand signals used by naval operations, mentoring her like she was her own. Ethan found himself looking forward to Rachel's visits. Her presence was calming, her strength grounding. What started as a cruel joke became something rare, something healing, something beautiful. It wasn't the uniform that made Ethan worthy of respect. It was the father who learned a new language for his daughter. The man who protected a commander he didn't even know. The humility that turned humiliation into transformation. The cadets who once mocked him now stood taller, kinder, better. And the commander who lived in silence found connection, because one single dad janitor chose compassion over pride. In a world full of noise, Ethan Cole taught them all the power of listening without ears, of speaking with the heart. And that day, it didn't end in laughter. It ended in tears. Tears of gratitude. Tears of understanding. Tears of change.